In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to edit through the transcript on Premiere using the text that it can automatically generate for you. So this is the clip that I have in my source monitor, and because I have it set in my Premiere settings that I want it to transcribe everything that comes in, it does that automatically for me. So this is a selection you can make when you open Premiere for the first time and start a new project. Call it test. So in your settings, when you go to import material, right here is the automatic transcription. If you turn it on, select your language, and you can ask it to separate your speakers. It won't know their names. You'll have to go in and do that. But it will do that much for you, and then you can have it transcribe all imported clips or only clips that are in your sequence. And for large projects in particular, for most projects, I think all imported clips is probably going to be the most useful. And this is the clip I've been editing with. So when it transcribed it, where it says Jennifer had speaker 1, and down here when it says Roy Taylor, it had speaker 2. So to go in and change that, you click on edit speaker name and you just type in their names. If you want to export the transcript, you can hit these little buttons, export and export to text file. It does not export to a Word file, but what it can do is it can create captions from the transcript, which I can also show you how to do in a second. So if you want to select part of this to use, and everything that's been highlighted here is actually already on my timeline, you'll see that this bit is not. So if I want to find the part, and this is what I'm looking for, where Rod Taylor says, Jennifer, we can tell you pretty much, I want to go right here. So you can use the in points and the out points just as you do on if you were looking at the video itself. You can see the timeline is here. And if I am in the text and I hit I for in point, it will automatically give me one. And you can see here, it's automatically put the in point in. And then the out point that I want here is water from the collapse.
Jennifer, we can tell you that pretty much.
And I've turned down the volume, but you can see it's going down these words. That's our out point, and you can see it's highlighted. So this is everything that we're going to put in. It's highlighted here, and I'm going to put it right after this. And you can see, if I turn up the volume,
key bridge.
Jennifer, we can tell you that pretty much the steel superstructure from the AA County side to the Baltimore County side is gone. It's in the water.
So you can see everything that's on there. Now, the benefit of having everything transcribed when it comes in is that if you have this sequence open, and this is called Act 1, if I want to go back and look at the text, it will give me everything I've edited in this sequence. So all of these different things that you see here are in this sequence. So you can look at the transcript from the sequence point of view up here, or from the original clip. So let's say you get to the point where you've got the transcript for your sequence and you want to put captions on it. Keep in mind that whatever is in the transcript will be in the captions. So I recommend going through your transcript first to make any changes for accuracy, because it is not entirely precise, before you go about having it make captions automatically. But you can also change the captions afterwards. So you go to captions, create new captions from transcript, and there's a default setting which you can certainly do. You can make changes if you want, but I would just use the default for the first time you do it and see what happens in terms of whether or not you like it. And then create captions. So it pretty quickly will go ahead and create a line of captions for you. And as you can see, this is how they come up. So over here is where you can make changes. You can double click and then make any additions or spellings or clarifications or whatever. But you can see on this, and it'll be true on some other clips as well, that you just can't see the text very well because of what's behind it. And in that case, you might want to have some kind of background. So I've selected all of these and I want to make changes to all of them. So one thing that you're going to want to find in this particular version of Premiere is properties. And it gives you an opportunity to make changes on all of them. So you can see multiple clips are selected, and here I can choose, there already is a drop shadow on there, that's part of its default. I can add a background, which you can't see really well here because it's not at full strength and it's gray, but this is the level of opacity you can control as you go along. You can also change how far it sticks out from the words. Hugely less so. And then I like the rounded edges myself. I think it just looks a little nicer. You can also change the color if you want it to be black, for example. Totally your call. So now we've got black, but it's more opaque, which is why it doesn't look black. So there. Now I've made these changes to everything. So you can see any of these that I go to has that same change. I would kind of drag this properties panel over here because it's something that you're going to want to use quite a lot. So it's nice to have it handy, but you can also just pull it out from, you'll see here, if it's checkmarked, it's already available to you, but if you like to just, you know, have it in and out, you can pull it up and then close it, go back to it anytime. But still you have all of your other options